Hello, everybody. On the Truckers Pod, I'm Lee Houston. Once again, well, for a while now, I've not heard from my brother, the co-host of this show. Mainly, I'm the co-host. He's well, not the star, but I can't. Truckers Pod. He has a trucking license, a CDL license. So mainly, he kind of. Okay, fine. I'll say he's the star. Brandon Wright is kind of like the star of this show, and I'm just like the producer. I press the button to record the podcast. I post the show. I edit the show. All that. So I'm like the producer. He's like the star, if you will. But I've not seen Brandon in a while since May. Toward like the back end of May. Sonya, my godmother. He took her to a cruise on for her birthday. Last time I heard from Brandon was in Miami. They went to Miami first and then the Bahamas. And I was at a bar. I was at a men's cookout for my church. I heard from Brandon Wright. The last time I heard from Brandon Wright, well, I was at a cookout. That was Saturday, many weeks ago. So, if you're wondering, where's Brandon Wright? I don't know. I hope he's doing well. I've not talked to him because the reception over there is horrible. Y'all stop going to cruises on the Bahamas, damn it. In fact, let's get this out the way now. Why the hell everybody going to Bahamas, Jamaica, the Bahamas? Stop that shit. Bruh. My mom went there on her birthday, and my nerves was shot the whole time she was over there in Jamaica. Jamaica, man, their reception is horrible. Internet reception is horrible. You gotta use the WhatsApp to communicate with somebody instead of texting messages. So y'all, like, especially people I love, especially people I know personally, go to get on a plane and go somewhere local, like New York, New Jersey, California, Florida, New Mexico. Don't go to Mexico. New Mexico. New Mexico. Jersey, New York, California, Florida. Last time I talked to Brandon, y'all, was, like I said earlier, the tail end of May. He's in Miami. I was at a cookout. He's on a cruise in Miami. That's the last time I talked to him. I hope he's all right. I hope everything is cool. So I would like to let you know that. Also, if I had that whole script here, I gotta use my notes. I have all my notes and everything. Okay. I got out of the way. Where's Brandon Wright? I don't know. Last time I checked, he was on a cruise. Last location I had of Brandon Wright, my godbrother Brandon, my godmother Sonya, his mother, was in the Bahamas. Last location I have of him. So if you're wondering, there it is. We can put it out there. Also, what's going on in the wonderful world of pro wrestling? I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi, I want to say in Jeddah. Yes. I'm looking it up right here. Y'all give me 1 second here. In Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. King and Queen of the Ring. And obviously, as far as King of the Ring in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, is no slight to the King of Saudi, the King and the Prince and all the other people there in Saudi Arabia. The King of the Ring is basically a tournament to see who is the best of the best. There is no King of WWE, all that bullshit. All that is who's the best of the best of the best. And we have a tournament called King of the Ring, where for a year, Whoever wins that tournament, we just got back to the coronation thing. They get the crown, the scepter, and all that stuff. Back in 2002, ladies and gentlemen, we had a tournament, King of the Ring tournament, and we ditched the coronation. We got rid of the coronation, and instead, the winner of that tournament gets a title shot. Thank Paul Heyman for that idea. I believe 2002 to 2008, we used that idea, where the winner of King of the Ring gets a title shot. Then we went back to the stupid coordination. Only one man in WWE history has won King of the Ring twice. That is the Hall of Famer Bret the Hitman Hart. We've been our King of the Ring winner twice. Kurt Angle tried 2000, 2001, it didn't work out. Other than Bret Hart, nobody has won King of the Ring twice. Then, of course, we have our unforgotten King of the Ring, Ken Shamrock. Our forgotten King of the Ring. I said unforgotten. Our forgotten King of the Ring, Ken Shamrock. Yeah. So, King of the Ring tournament will be held in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, May 25th. That's a couple of weeks from now. May 25th at the Jeddah Superdome. I believe afternoon and evening over here. Local time, it's nighttime over there in Saudi. And the Jeddah Superdome in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. We have a 10-year deal with Jeddah. I believe we're on year number... I don't know. I gotta go back. we have a 10-year deal with Saudi. Crown Jewel and other events in Saudi. And right after King of the Ring, excuse me, y'all, we have SmackDown and King of the Ring tournament in Saudi. First time ever, if I'm not mistaken. The first time ever, ladies and gentlemen, in Saudi Arabia, SmackDown will take place in Saudi. Yeah, the first King of the Ring to air on traditional pay-per-view since 2002. The first King of the Ring held outside the United States. Also, the first SmackDown outside of the United States will take place May 24th in Saudi Arabia. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, we will have Queen of the Ring as well, while our female wrestlers will compete in the tournament. Now, keep in mind, their gear over here won't fly in Saudi. Over here, they sexy. Over here. A little skin never hurt nobody. But in Saudi, nah, we cover up over there. They'll be in full body suits. It's hot as hell over there in Saudi Arabia, y'all. It's hot over there. So they'll be in full body gear, body sweats, body suit in Saudi. Because Saudi Arabia does not tolerate, they don't tolerate skin showing from the ladies. So Saudi Arabia, nah, we cover up around here. So Saudi is a cool fan base, but it kind of watch your butt in Saudi Arabia. France was awesome, but then again, I don't like they kind of was chanting everything. Like the ring announcer do her introductions, they would do that along with the ring announcer. I don't like that. That's the ring announcer's job. They was chanting everything, including the information for the ring announcer. But Saudi is a good fan base, controversial fan base, because in Saudi, just the nature alone in Saudi and the atmosphere over there in Saudi by itself, the reputation alone is just tense over there. Have fun, but watch your ass in Saudi. The first time we had female wrestlers wrestle in Saudi. After the match, they hugged all the girls in the crowd. That's a no-no. And I remember it was Christmas. It was like Halloween, Christmas time, and they had plane trouble. Nah, what happened was they had held up in Saudi because Saudi don't do PDA over there. No. And they got held up, so Vince had to write a big fat check to get the crew released over there. Talking about some plane trouble. Nah, you're not plane trouble. Y'all held up. And Vince had to write a check and do some negotiating to get the crew released. So there's that. But we will be in Saudi Arabia May 24th and May 25th. SmackDown in Saudi. King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi. We have NXT Battleground at the UFC building, at the UFC Apex in Enterprise, Nevada. The UFC Apex in Enterprise, Nevada, first time ever. That's gonna be interesting. I think that'll be very. I can't wait to see that. We've been in partnership with UFC for quite some time now, under the TKO group. For the record, like on a side note, when we were at WWE, I used to get the code for the investors call all the time. Then we merged with UFC to become TKO Holdings. I haven't had the code in a minute. I found the code by happenstance when we were just WWE. I just wanted to point that out. But UFC will open their doors at the June 9th at the Enterprise, Nevada, at the UFC Apex. That's going to be interesting. Shout out to Dana White, our partner over there. And then we're going to go to Scotland. Get your money together. Convert that to pounds. We're going to go to Glasgow, Scotland at the OVO Hydro Arena. It's going to be interesting right there, ladies and gentlemen. At the OVO Hydro Arena in Glasgow, Scotland. I'm assuming, because he's from Glasgow, Drew McIntyre will be the poster child. I'm assuming, because he's from Glasgow, Scotland. So, get your money together, transfer that to pounds, because they don't do US dollar over there. I believe they do pounds, so get your money together, transfer that to Scottish money. I'm going to see you guys in Scotland June 15th. Then we're going to go to London, England. Oh, sorry, we're going to go to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, July 6th at the Scotiabank Arena. Scotiabank Arena, July 6th as a Saturday. And after that, NXT Heat Wave. The next day, July 7th, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Scotiabank Arena for NXT brand. And we're going to wrap it up with SummerSlam. Oh, no, we're not even close to that. I'm sorry, y'all. We're not even close to that. SummerSlam. In Cleveland, Ohio. Interesting. The Cleveland Browns Stadium. I don't know why WWE has WWE, there you go, is obsessed with stadiums. They have a hard-on for stadiums. They're all trying to be in a stadium somewhere. Good God, man. Go to arena, bruh. WWE has a hard-on for stadiums. Anyway, we're going to be at the Cleveland, Ohio, the Cleveland Browns Stadium for SummerSlam. Our biggest party of the summer. It's like WrestleMania, but in the summertime, basically. WrestleMania, but in the summertime. Thus, you get SummerSlam. First time since 1996. The first time we were there was 1996. That's a long while ago. Don't ask how old I am. It will be a Cleveland Brown Arena. It's going to be interesting. I would assume Roman Reigns, our former champion, our forever tribal chief, our former champion, Roman Reigns, will either be returning in the summertime or in the winter times. If not SummerSlam, Survivor Series in the winter. Then we're going to go to Germany, Berlin, Germany, for Bash in Berlin. And that's going to wrap it up at the Uber Arena in Berlin, Germany. That's going to wrap up our pay-per-views. And, of course, Survivor Series. That should wrap up our pay-per-view for that year. A lot of stuff going down on the wrestling side. That's not even scratching the surface, man. That's just WWE. We're gonna go across the street right quick to All Elite Wrestling. Not this week, next week. AEW 2024 pay-per-view. Looking this up right now, y'all give me a minute. AEW pay-per-views 2024. We're going to be, it is May of 2024. We're going to be, we're still trying to set by my thing, y'all. Excuse me here. I'm speaking to AEW. It's Wednesday night. You know what time it is on Wednesday. Y'all know what it is. On Wednesday night, AEW Dynamite. Before we get to that, I can find a pay-per-view card. That'd be great. All right, we had AEW Revolution. We had Dynasty. Double or Nothing. There you go, Double or Nothing. Our next pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. Double or Nothing, May 26th at MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Forbidden Door. Our combination of AEW and New Japan, Forbidden Door at the UBS Arena. And where is that? In Long Island. In Elmont, New York. And maybe, just maybe, it'll be nice if we chatted update from MGF, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, who lives in that area. Now, he's from Long Island too, so I'm sorry, Long Island Hamlet. In the Long Island Hamlet. There you go. Okay, so we're quite a while from Long Island. I gotta see how far it is at from the arena. And after that, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go to All In. All In pay-per-view. It's going to be in London, England. One more time, All In 2 in London, England. At Wembley Stadium. The last time we were there, Maxwell Jacob Freeman and Adam Cole Bay wrestled not once but twice. They were tag team champions, and they had a match against each other later on that night. And of course, Maxwell Jacob Freeman was your world champion. And a lot of chaos behind the scenes. We're not going to go there. But a lot of chaos behind the scenes at AEW at All In last year. Either last year or last year. Yeah, that's right. Last year. And August 25th. Now, if you want more information on that, you got Wrestling Tracks. We got all the dirt, all the details, everything over the Wrestling Tracks. David Burton should join me tomorrow, and we'll give you all the details on last year's chaos behind the scenes at All In Wembley Stadium last year in London, England. All that's going down on pay-per-view. Now, unfortunately, AEW does not have a streaming service. That sucks. So you gotta use streaming sites. They'll have a pay-per-view. I can just go to the pay-per-view site. Boom. Triller TV, Fight Network, all the other stuff is bull. I got to subscribe to the network. Then buy the pay-per-view, which is $50. Not bad. $50 ain't bad. But I got to subscribe to the network. Maybe $10 to $1 a month. Okay. Then I got to buy the pay-per-view. Why not include the pay-per-view with the streaming service? I'm paying for the streaming service. Why not give me the pay-per-view for free? But no, Tony Khan likes to do stuff that makes things difficult. Tony Khan is a jabroni and likes to make things difficult. So you can't get a streaming service, A, because you're too young. Y'all, the company only 4 years old. Y'all too young for a streaming service. I gotta go to the streaming sites to make things work. Why can't y'all be like good old WWE? I can just click on one thing and have a whole pay-per-view available to me. All I'm doing is paying for the streaming site itself, which Peacock is like $5 a month. I'm going to upgrade that to a premium, so like $6, $7 a month. But y'all too young for that, because y'all just got started 4 years ago. So you got to go to streaming sites. So I found this new one, and I don't want y'all to crash it, because last time y'all jabronis crashed the thing. It took me a long time to find this one. Watch Wrestling Dialectic. Excuse me, y'all. Watch Wrestling Dialectic. I can find the thing, that'd be great. Not Latilet. Watch Wrestling .lect. Watch dash wrestling .lect. You're going to go on there. You're going to click the pay-per-view that you want. The event pay-per-view that you want. It's Wednesday night. Let's say AEW it is the 15th. AEW is not on there right now. Let's say last night, NXT. You're gonna click. You got different choices. Watch Daily Motion, part 1 through 7. Watch Daily Motion, part 1 and 2 in HD. Watch full show. Click on that. Keep clicking till it works. You're good to go. You got to keep clicking for some time, and you'll be all right. Keep clicking for some time, you'll be all right. Now, as far as AEW Dynamite card, I put that card up for tonight's show. AEW 5/15/24. Once again, if you're just whenever you listen to this show, I'm Lee Houston, the Truckers Pod. Brandon Wright, I don't know where the hell he at. Last time I talked to him, he was on vacation on a cruise with my godmother Sonia. That was almost weeks ago. Last time I talked to them, they were in Miami. They were sailing. They were in Miami, going to the Bahamas. So I've not heard from them since. So yes, Truckers Pod. I normally turn over to Brandon. And we talk about life on the road as a trucker, all that stuff. But Brandon's not here. Y'all, pardon my excitement. I'm a little loud, so apologize. I didn't even know I was that loud, so y'all forgive me for that. I normally turn over to Brandon. We talk about trucking and all that stuff, but he's not here. So I'm on my own today and for quite some time. Now, until then, you're going to hear about wrestling because that's all I got. I'm not a trucker. I used to work with people in the trucking business. My dad, my pastor. I don't want to do that no more. That was a high miss. But my pastor was fun. We'd be on the road. All it is I helped him with deliveries. We would go to Oklahoma, Tishomingo, Oklahoma. Go to different spots. Have a good time. My dad, it was all business all the time. With my pastor, we have fun in the truck. Have a good time. We talk about all kind of stuff. In the truck. Have a good time. Music, jamming, all that stuff. Get out of the truck, it's all business. Get in the truck, have fun. Your lunch break is whenever you want. We start around 5 or 7. Start around 5, load up at 7, get on the road by 8, by 9. Start around 5, be on the road by 7. You come in the truck, you come in the trucking yard at 3 in the morning. And that's it. I go home, sleep all day because I worked all night. With my pastor, that was wonderful. Fun job. With my dad, oh Lord have mercy. With my dad, it was all business all the time. I worked all week. I had weekends off. The money was all right. I had weekends off. Other than that, that's about it. So I don't want to do that trucking life ever again. So I leave that in the hands of my brother Brandon Wright, but he's not here. So you deal with wrestling for now. So yes, you're gonna deal with wrestling for quite some time. We've been on the show for almost a year, 2 years now. If you know anybody who listened to the show since we started, I'm a huge wrestling fan. All my life I've been a wrestling fan. To the day I die, the Lord willing, I'll be a wrestling fan. I'm a preacher. I'm a wrestling fan. The two ever come together, that'd be great. If Jesus and wrestling ever come together, I'll be all right. I'll be one happy man. If we could ever get Jesus and wrestling together, probably never gonna happen. I started watching wrestling 1995, actually. 95. There was a little show called Barney. Before I was a huge Barney fan. Love Barney. Until one day I was scrolling through the TV, watching Barney. I stuck around for the credits. I don't know why. I stuck around for the credits. I see Barney's name. ... Some dude. What the hell? Wait a minute. Hold up. I was a huge Barney fan. I had Barney everything. Barney stuffed animals. Barney sheets. I had a homemade Barney bag. That's my old school folks. I had you know about the Barney bag. It's a different story. That's my old school Barney fans. I had a homemade Barney bag. I had Barney sheets. Barney stuffed animals. BJ and Barney himself. I had Barney everything. The Barney tapes. Barney Live from New York 1994. Which, by the way, is on YouTube. So all my single mamas, if you have a hyperactive child, pop in Barney Live from New York. Well, now it's on YouTube. Put on YouTube. Go to youtube.com. Barney Live from New York 1994. It's 3 hours. And they will enjoy that. Trust me. I used to watch it all the time. My mom broke my tape one time. I had the Barney Life in New York tape. And somehow it ended on the floor. I don't know how. It ended on the floor. I heard it crack. Mom was cleaning it up. I heard it crack. And she destroyed my tape. I'll replace it. Never did replace the tape. Don't worry about it. I'll replace it. You never did replace the tape. But anyway, I was a big Barney fan. I had Barney everything. I had Barney stuffed animals, like I said. I had Barney sheets. I had Barney tapes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, tapes. VHS tapes, cassette tapes. You put it in the VCR. Long before DVDs. You put it in the VCR. You're good to go. We had a cassette. We had a tape thing, VHS tape holder, all that stuff. A case, there you go. So I'm watching Barney. This is live on television now.
I'm watching Barney. I stuck around for the credits. I see Barney, ... some dude. Wait a minute, hold on. I thought for some reason, I was a little, let's be honest, I was a little slow back then. I had ADHD, so I was a little slow. I thought Barney was the real thing. Barney was like the guy. He was the real thing. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. This is just some dude in a suit. And Barney broke my heart that day. Barney wasn't real. This dude in the suit having to smoke after the show. This guy having to smoke after the show is just some dude. Barney ain't real. Well, one night, I'm with my mama. I'm 3 years old. It's 1995. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going back in the day. We're dating ourselves here. 1995. I'm 3 years old. Mom stepped out the room one day. I normally follow her wherever she go. I grab the remote. I'm 3 years old. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I grab the remote, mess around with it, and boom. WCW Monday Nitro comes on the air. I believe it was Jeff Jarrett versus Sting, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this is back in 1995. I don't remember the exact. I gotta go back and watch the exact match. But whoever was wrestling at that time, that's what came on the television. And from that day to right now, I've been a wrestling fan ever since. I've been hooked, line, and sinker, if you will. I've been a wrestling fan from that day forward, and God willing, to the day that I die, I will be a wrestling fan. In fact, if the Lord is willing, I would like to watch wrestling when it's time to leave this earth. For the last time, I want to watch wrestling. If it be God will. If not, cool. But if God can arrange that, I'll be happy. If you're going to go out, let's go out with doing what you love. So, if God could arrange that, let me watch wrestling as I'm dying or something. Like, when it's time to leave the earth, let me watch wrestling for the last time, because wrestling won't be in heaven. My favorite wrestlers will, but wrestling itself, the beautiful sport of wrestling, as we know it, won't be in heaven. My favorite wrestlers who are saved will be in heaven, like Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, different believers who are actually wrestlers, Sting. It's hard to be a wrestler, a believer, in a secular environment. There's nothing godly about wrestling at all. Let's keep it real. But there are some believers who happen to be wrestlers. I know a lot of preachers that used to be wrestlers. Ted DiBiase, for example. He's a pastor now. Hall of Famer Thunderbolt Patterson. Used to be a wrestling manager. Maybe a wrestler back then. Actually, yeah, he's a wrestler and a manager. He's still alive today, by Thunderbolt Patterson. Ted DiBiase. Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's alive with Eddie Guerrero. Different folks who are believers wrestling. Meaning, my point is, I've been a wrestling fan ever since. And maybe when it's time to go to glory, I like my wrestling. So I've been a wrestling fan ever since. That's not... wherever I am, I'm somewhere watching wrestling. If it's on television, and I have a way to watch it, and if it's live, whether it's live on the network, which is now Peacock, you best believe on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every day really, but especially Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Lee Houston is somewhere watching wrestling. So that's how I got hooked to the wrestling world back in 95, and I've been a wrestling fan since then. So I said all that to say I'm a wrestling fan. I don't know much about the trucking business. It's called Truckers Pod. So I provide the wrestling side. Brandon provides the experience as a truck driver, but he's not here. So till then, you're going to get a bunch of wrestling from me. So, also a preacher as well. Every now and then I'll share a story here from the Word of God. But in the meantime, AEW Dynamite tonight should be very good. I got the card here. AEW Dynamite. It's Wednesday. You know what time it is. It's Wednesday. AEW Dynamite on TBS on Wednesday nights. TNT on Saturday. TNT on Saturday. TBS on Wednesday. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, wherever you is. It'd be the Washington, D.C., the Washington area at the Everett's Arena. Everett's Angels of the Wind Arena in Washington. So it starts at 8 o'clock over there, 7 o'clock over here. The card so far looks pretty interesting. We're going to have a contract signing. Willow Nightingale, Mercedes Moné. I'm friends with her on Facebook. Mercedes Moné. Willow Nightingale signed a pen to paper. Now, contract signing, ladies and gentlemen, a contract signing, basically that's for the sake of the fans. The powers that be have already determined the show, the match, whatever. For the fans' perspective, the contract signing is to make sure that person gonna be there. But the powers that behind the scenes, the power that be have already determined. So anyway, contract signing between Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale. John Moxley and Bryan Danielson versus Jeff Cobb and Kyle Fletcher. Tony Storm against Haley Cameron. Interesting. Harley Cameron, excuse me. Hook, the handsome devil Hook, returns to AEW Dynamite. He might have a conversation with Chris Jericho, the FTW champion. He might have a few words to say. I'm looking forward to that. The handsome devil Hook. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the EVPs of AEW, by the way, versus Christopher Daniels and Matt Slidell, producers versus the boss. These are really like behind the scenes folk. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. To make themselves proper, they use their full name, Matthew and Nicholas, instead of Matt and Nick. We'll take on producers Christopher Daniels and Matt Slidell. So the producers versus the bosses, if you will. Also, AEW World Champion Strickland seeks revenge against Christian Cage, the world's greatest father, that is. But until such time, it's going to be Brian Cage against your world champion Swerve Strickland, an AEW World Title Eliminator match. Roderick Strong against Will Ospreay on AEW Dynamite. And of course, Adam Copeland calls out Malachi Black. It's going to be interesting. Coda versus Dax Harwood. That's going to be real interesting to see right there. Dax Harwood against Coda. We also have here AEW is going to be loaded tonight, man. I believe that's going to be it. I'm going to say that's going to be the main event. Coda and Dax Harwood. I'll be interesting right there. But in the meantime, that's all you get tonight on Dynamite. You know, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite. And of course, Collision on Rampage on Friday. If not Friday, we're going to merge it with Collision on Saturday. Saturday night's all right for fighting. I believe that's going to wrap it up for today. For those who are asking, I do not know when Brandon Wright should return. I hope he's all right. I haven't heard from him since the tail end of May, like I said earlier. Hope he's all right. As far as cruises goes, I hate cruises. Why? Because A, have you ever seen the Titanic? Nah, I ain't going out like that. B, why the hell everybody going to freaking different countries and continents bruh, get yourself on a plane, especially people I love. I mainly thought about people I love. Get on the plane, go to Florida, New Mexico, California, Carolinas, Las Vegas. But I keep an eye on you within the states. Everybody trying to go to these fancy cruises overseas and whatnot. I remember, like I said earlier, my mom went to Jamaica, and my nerves on the 10 the whole time. Like, bruh. All right, fine. Fuck it, I say it. I'm my mama's boy. I say it. Screw it. I'm my mama's boy. I love my mom very dearly. But her being in Jamaica that whole time, bruh, I was on the 10 the whole time. Like, bruh, go somewhere I can keep an eye on you, like Jamaica, like California, New York, Florida, Las Vegas, New Mexico. So I keep an eye on you. So I hope he's doing well. My brother Brandon Wright, hope he's doing well. Lord protect them. I hope they come back safe and it's all good. Am I going to ever go on a cruise? Hell no. Absolutely not. Flight, maybe. Cruise, hell nah. So if you're ever wondering, is Lee Hughes going on a cruise? No. The answer is flat out no. First, they can guarantee a couple of things. Guarantee me the ship won't sink. I might consider. It's still going to get no, but I might consider. So you can guarantee we'll get there and get back absolutely safe with no problem whatsoever. If you can't guarantee me that, the answer is always a hard no. Lee Houston will not be going on cruises. A local flight, maybe. I might get on a plane somewhere, maybe. A cruise, absolutely not. I say that with my chest. Also, I'm gonna plug in a cheap plug here. Wrestling Tracks, my main thing, Wrestling Tracks. You can find us now. We're reaching out to different platforms. Now we're adding iHeartRadio to our platform. Go to iHeartRadio.com or download the iHeartRadio app. Type in Wrestling Tracks. You can find us. I need to put that on the our logo on the search bar. But we have a championship belt in the ring where it says Wrestling Tracks. That's us. If you see one that has wrestling entry music, we're number 2. So there's that. A list of our platforms I'm going to include in the description of this show and many others. I should do it for today. We'll see you guys next time. And also tomorrow night on Wrestling Tracks, David Burton should join me. If not tomorrow, then Friday. We'll do Wrestling Tracks that Thursday on Friday. And we'll talk about different few things about wrestling. Mainly, one of the things I'm going to try to get in there, what the hell happened last year at AEW All In London, England, at the Wembley Stadium backstage. The drama backstage. What happened there? Well, we're going to talk about it all. Unrestricted. We're going to talk about it all. It's going to be lit. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And we'll see you guys later. Have a great day, everybody.